talking about? It's lying to you. It's
Can you hear me?
what?
Can you hear me? Okay. Can you see me?
No. Yes, I can see you in your. Where's your pink glasses?
The what?
The pink ones. I want the pink ones. I have to fix my hair. I washed it this morning and I put it up so that it would be curly and it's still
Mm-hmm.
soaking wet. It's to
You're
stay up for 3 days.
supposed to hang your head out the window and drive around the block.
My leg's not long enough to accelerate, and although I have rolled up my window and caught my hair accidentally when it's flying, and you got to be careful.
Yeah, yeah, I agree.
You could Isadora Duncan yourself and not even, right? It's like, what did Vanna White here? I can no Vanna.
No.
Hmm. I have no idea where the dog is. That could be good or bad.
Yeah.
You'll be impressed by this, maybe. My friend Mia, she came over here and I told her, don't look at the dog, don't talk at the dog, don't nothing. When you come in, just ignore the dog. Well, she took it to mean literally. So she walked in, didn't knock, didn't ring, just walked in the door, went to the living room, put all her stuff down on the piano. I'm in the kitchen. I have no idea she's walked in. I hear the dog barking, but like in a tone I've literally never heard before. It was kind of high pitched and it was one after another, like "Arr, arr, 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 arr," like that. It was weird. So I thought, oh my God, is she hurt? And I walked in, and there's my friend just standing there, and there's the dog, not knowing what to do, not jumping on her, but just kind of like going down a little bit and looking and barking. And
Yeah.
as soon as I talked to Mia, and that was her cue, oh, it's okay, then she turned into a kangaroo. But we kept her under control. The aliens are here. Invasion time, says Dr. Stephen Greer. Okay. Do not disturb. Shut the ringer off. Silent mode. We love silent mode.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, thanks for reminding me to shut my ringer off while we're recording our episode, while we're having episodes.
Yeah. I think the whole world's having an episode.
Yeah, yeah, that's putting it mildly. So, you know, just like you, well, first of all, how are you this week? How are your travels?
That is very interesting. How's that?
Were there any NDEs involved?
Um, I think that climbing a mountain from basically 8,000 to 11,000 feet when you're over 75 years old might be something people want to think about.
Did it affect you adversely in any way other than
Well, I mean,
maybe you were
it was entertaining at several different points as you make your way up. It's to Monserrate is a church up at the top of a mountain above Bogota, and it is very beautiful and very interesting for a lot of different reasons. But it was an enjoyable experience. How's that? And you got to ride the cable cars and on the way down, right? And partially on the way up. So yeah, it was fun. And I learned something because there was a group of women on the way down that were singing and having a good time, talking about the cocoa and the cinnamon or the banana or something. Anyway, come to find out they'd been drinking coca leaf tea, which supposedly helps with altitude sickness and various other things and help you adjust. And I'd say those people adjusted very well.
Well,
Okay.
I'm just wondering if you're a shy person, it sounds like it would help you adjust to
Oh my.
blah, blah, blah,
They
blah, 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 blah,
they
blah.
they were making up songs and just singing right along with
I
everything.
do that without the coca leaf tea. Can you
Yeah.
imagine what I'd be like if I were on it?
Oh yeah, that's what. Yeah, I couldn't understand, and then somebody explained it to me. It was
And
pretty,
chose not
pretty
to have
interesting.
any with them. You didn't join them, did you?
Yeah. So I guess that was my mistake to not indulge in some coca leaf tea when going up to altitude. How's that?
Well,
So,
I don't know. I actually went up to the top of uh what you call it? Oh my gosh. When I was in Hawaii.
oh,
Yeah,
well,
where the observatory is. So
yeah,
I went up there and my director, producer guy got altitude sickness. It
yeah,
wasn't good.
yeah. I do pretty well at 8 or 9,000, but 11 is like
Haleakala.
you got to work at it a little bit.
I can remember Haleakala. Yeah,
I
but
think
Haleakala was
the
interesting.
yeah, I think the most surprising thing was that several things. They don't seem to have what I call let's see, SSD. They don't have SSD, small screen disease. In other words, you don't see people
Oh, you don't see people
staring at,
walking around like this
yeah,
trying to choose natural
but
selection by getting hit
yeah,
by a car crossing
I
the street.
did see one group who had been affected because they walked in a restaurant and all 8 people whipped out a cell phone and
As soon
didn't
as
say
they
a
sat
word.
down, it was
Yeah. And the other thing is that was some of the most polite, energetic people I've ever seen. You don't see that in the United States. People
no.
are friendly and they're polite. That's the
That's
only way
been
to
bred
describe
out of us. We've become
it. Yeah,
stupid
no.
and boorish and inarticulate. And
Yeah,
I mean, said the girl who couldn't remember Haleakala for,
yeah.
30 seconds.
Everybody's happy to talk to you. I mean, the only thing is like they have a bazillion street people trying to sell you everything from probably timeshares to whatever, if you understand the language.
Well, yeah,
And
or steal
so
shit out of your pocket.
you learn to say no quite often. But it's just an incredible place. I mean, you could go there and live on basically $1,000, $1,200 a month and live extremely well. I'll put it that way. So
How many
Columbia gets a
thousands of
big
dollars a
thumbs
month?
up.
How much? What'd you say?
About 1,000, 1,200 a month, you can live a very nice life there.
Interesting.
And the biggest thing is that they don't have uh, psyops.
Well, what happens is there like reverse ice where like if they found me living happily on a mountain for $1,000 a month, US,
Yeah, you.
tempting, man. I'm so
I'm
tired.
like I said, you can find you a nice place and food is extremely cheap. I mean,
Yeah, but do you have to eat capybara every night?
no, 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 no.
It's actually not that.
They have all kinds of food, right?
Oh,
It's like I said, it was very fascinating, very pleasant. It's just
almost like having an NDE and thinking you went to heaven.
yeah. Yeah, so the only one was the going up to the top of the mountain. Other than that, no, like I said, there's no psyops. There's no like, oh my God, we're all gonna die, or this, that, and the other that we do with everything from Trump to whoever.
It's so
With the
stupid.
economy or this, it's just like it's none of that occurs in conversation, right? With anybody. So they lead a life of being more present. And the shocking thing to me, I always notice body postures and movements. Everybody kind of walked upright. And so this
Kind of all
hunched
hunched
over,
over.
yeah, so that tells me they're under no pressure from like psychological pressure, psyops, sociological pressure or anything. They're just living a life and having a good time, as neat as I could tell. So,
You know, you're making me think of my grandma who used to tell me, Liane, stand up straight. Nobody likes it when you unch. Nobody
right.
likes a girl who unches, she said, because she couldn't say her ages. Nobody likes a girl
Yeah.
who unches. But you know, I couldn't help it. I was a child who had been traumatized. That's what they do. We hunch. Like, and then this is just its
Yeah.
state,
It's
you know? And then my oldest child, I remember them when I would get upset, the first thing that would happen was this.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Like when a dog gets like,
Yeah.
so I had moments, man. I didn't learn before I had children and I passed on my trauma.
Yeah. I was always too tall. I was 6'4" in high school. And when I was around 20, I was walking by a shop storefront and I saw myself sort of hunched over because I'd
Right,
always
to try
tried.
to make yourself
Yeah.
smaller.
Yeah.
Right.
And I stopped and did this and went, that's how I'm going to walk from now on.
Well,
So
yeah, because you saw
perfect
what you're
posture.
supposed to be.
Yeah.
It's
Perfect
so
posture.
what? It's their problem that you're
Right.
tall and they don't like it.
Yeah.
That's
I
sorry
can't
you're
help.
threatened.
Yeah. So, so anyway, I admired the fact that people had good posture and seemed to enjoy life to a degree that I don't see, particularly here in the United States.
There's
So,
a Bigfoot statue you showed me too. Where was that?
um,
There was a statue, a Bigfoot statue. You found Bigfoot.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I solved one of the mysteries of the universe because I sent you a photo of a Bigfoot statue in Cartagena.
I'll post
And
it like right there.
yeah, and it was hilarious. Walk out of the hotel and there's Bigfoot, right? Enjoying the beach, by the way. So
Well, who wouldn't?
yeah,
Why
so
shouldn't a Bigfoot enjoy the beach? We do.
yeah, so so that was the thing. Like I said, I couldn't imagine how friendly people would be. How very considerate, very willing to help you with any information or anything to, from restaurants to wherever and whatever. So
Not ready to poison you because you're an American.
yeah, yeah. Like I said, they have no, from watching the TV and everything a little bit, there's no concern about the heavy social engineering that goes on in the United States, right? So, I mean, you think about how much you're subjected to Epstein and Trump and Vance and Clinton and the like. I thought we were done with all that. And then it's like, no.
No.
And then the three AI is coming and where the hell's the Pope when you need him? So,
He's in the safe room with Epstein and
oh yeah, 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 yeah,
yeah, he's with
yeah.
Netanyahu and Epstein and Uri Geller. They're all bending spoons.
Yeah. And then
Well,
you
yeah.
think, well, maybe they're not in tune with what's going on in the universe. And then you walk down the street and find a whole bookstall with this, like dark psychology,
Mm.
right? And it talks about all the social engineering and everything. And
It's
so,
over the top. And then people look at you like you're crazy when you start talking about it.
yeah,
But it's funny, people that I talk to, some of them, and of course, it's mostly the creative people,
right.
are aware of it and just seem to like act normal, like you said early on, like what the hippies do. We just act normal and have our lives.
Yeah, the only answer to everything going on our political, sociological event stream is one should opt out, right?
Well, but this is it.
Right.
Okay, but this brings me to like you know how you went back over the yin yang feminine masculine stuff last
Right.
week. Um I kind of want to go back to that a little bit again too, because this book that I'm obsessing, no, I can't not obsessing, but like re-listening to, because every time I listen to it, I hear something else.
Yeah.
Um, about how things can be and things can be true and not be true, like in the duality, right? But you're not,
Right.
like, things can also be true and not true at the same time and be neither, right?
Yeah.
Because that then it
Think-
comes into the
Yeah.
quantum
Okay.
stuff. But
So,
if we're observing and collapsing our reality
yeah.
as observers, as we observe it, then of course it's going to be directed, like the script and the director and what you see and the editing is going to get run by your subconscious because that's what's coloring your observation. So
Right.
all the more important to go clean up your subconscious if you want to consciously collapse something that you want. You can't be carrying around the other programming.
Yeah. Well, that's why I call it set theory, right? The brackets that form a set. And it's reference set, preference set, operational set. I mean, there's like five of them. But anyway, what happens is that you can only relate to reality in the way you can relate to reality until you change the way you relate to reality. How's that? Which is changing your programming. And all truth is contextual. Without context, you can't say this is true or not true. As an example, somebody says you're tall. Well, I went to
Compared to
Amsterdam.
who?
Yeah, I went to Amsterdam and the girls are taller than me. If I go to Japan, I'd be a giant. Okay.
Right.
So you're not short or tall. And we use that language like, oh, I'm telling the truth. I'm a tall person or a short person. It's like it's not true until you can provide some context to it. And that's how come you end up with the duality of it. Excuse me. So that's what that book is probably trying to tell you.
Well, yeah, and just the fact that dreaming and imagination and just what you're imagining and what you're dreaming in dream time and in waking time, that's, again, colored by the subconscious, but like you're an observe. This whole thing is an observation. It's not a physical thing.
Right.
It becomes physical after you've observed it, but your observation comes before the collapse. So what, again,
Uh,
when you control your own reality, not if you're not paying attention to what you're thinking and how you're, like, if you relate differently to a traumatic situation, will it be less traumatic?
well, yeah. I mean, you get into like, why is it traumatic? I mean, there's varying degrees of response to trauma, we'll call it. You know, it's I use the example of like the little 2-year-old tugging on the mama's skirt, like, you know, mommy, 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 and the woman ignores it. And at any other time, she might react to it, which would be bad. But so what changes? The context of it changes. What is the name of the book you're talking about again?
Quantum Revelation by this
Okay.
Tibetan
Okay,
monk.
let me get a copy and let's do a book review. I used to do them for Gravity University is one that I put out several book reviews, and I'd be happy to do one with you. And you get to write down all the questions you have after you've read it that aren't explained in the book, and I will explain it. How's that?
Okay.
Yeah. So that'd be an additional,
It's like a
uh,
bonus
but
episode.
yeah. Yeah, because that helps people. I used to give the book reviews, like people would bring me books and stuff, and I felt like they had a message for everybody. I would do a review. Used to have like 50 people or more show up to my little book reviews at Barnes and Noble. So,
Yeah, well, that makes sense.
yeah.
Back when live events were not
Yeah.
poisoned by
I usually
garbage.
I usually talked about them in the form of what were the lies involved in the book? What were the untruths? But I'll look at it from both directions, true and untrue. So,
Like,
because I'm a much more mellow person now.
I'm not ready to get into a
Yeah,
fight with a monk.
yeah,
Not tonight.
yeah.
Um,
So how's that?
that would be great. I mean, for me, it's trying to unlearn everything I've learned and relearn from the point of view from which he's speaking. Like if we all unlearned that we live in a physical world and learned that we live in an observer collapse, we'd be a little more probably reticent to just follow along and listen to the news and collapse that
Right. Mhm.
for whoever's writing it.
Right.
See, this is where I feel like we would untool ourselves very quickly if we understood how it actually worked. And
Yeah.
and whoever's writing those
No,
scripts,
all you have to know is that it is scripted and it has an end that's already in place. Kind of like when you open a book. The end of the book is already there. Okay. And basically, it's illegal for people to skip to the end and they do spoiler alerts and everything. I could do a dozen spoiler alerts on Trump, Epstein, Vance. I mean, you just throw any name out there and we'll give the spoiler alert on them. It's like it's all meant to entertain you. Remember? Everything is entertainment. Everything's what do you call it? Entertainment, education, or enlightenment. Those are the three E's for any episode of anything you're looking at. So, like us, we should be entertaining. I think we should be educational. That's what I try to do. And
as much as I keep trying to interrupt you and drop
yeah,
phones and prove
yeah.
gravity and play with the dog and
But enlightenment will follow.
usually does, whether you want it to or not, either in the form of, yes, and then you make better choices, or in the form of a blunt object to your head because you
Yeah.
haven't listened yet.
Yeah. So that reference set is all the program you've had all your life, and it's a closed set. You need to open it up, be able to consider other viewpoints or other ideals or other things that would help you, as opposed to sticking to I am a fill in the blank. That's how you
I,
tell it's a reference set.
I was taught to watch out when you say I am. Be really
Oh,
careful what
it's
you say after that, those
yeah.
words, because
Well, it's a trap in the spiritual community and the metaphysical community to do all these I am meditations and all this crap because it's just a trap. Crap equals trap. Trap equals crap. So there we go.
it's a crap trap. Now I sound like I'm
Yeah,
making fun of my
yeah,
husband's family.
yeah,
Honey, she gave me the crap.
yeah. It's just like Trump and Epstein. We go from reference sets to preference sets, and we could make comments on what their preferences are based on their previous experiences, and those might tend to be like a certain subset of humanity, we'll call it. That way we
Dogman.
don't get in trouble.
Call them dogmen. How about that? Did you see Tom Dongo's post? I shared that with you. You saw that, right? There's
I
somebody
thought I didn't
dressed like
see. Yeah.
dogman.
Yeah.
All right. Are you ready for the provocateurs?
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
You already saw the
Oh,
question.
my dog. I'm sorry. Since there's a new, what was the name of that Godzilla movie?
Oh, the one that you sent in the
Yeah,
text.
Sprin or something.
I'll look.
Zen.
Hold on. I'll look, but I don't want to lose Matt's questions. Hold on.
Yeah, no, no, no. I just
No,
anyway,
it's
it's a redone
Shin Godzilla.
Zen.
Shin, like below your knee.
Yeah.
Attack you with a shin,
Oh,
Godzilla.
Shin. Yeah. Shin Godzilla. Recommend that to all our viewers so we can have another chapter in the metaphysical, religious, spiritual experience of Godzilla on this earth. Anyway, there, go
Godzilla
ahead.
on ice. We're gonna do.
Yeah.
He's gonna be the new ice capades this year. It's Godzilla on ice. So what do you think?
Yeah. Uh,
And he
are
can
you, are
skate
you
around.
referring? Are you referring to the immigration and control? No.
No, he just skated
Godzilla and
around
Ice,
Madison
that'd be a
Square
good.
Garden with the Rockettes.
Yeah, Godzilla and Ice. They could
That's
wear
right.
the. I have. I think I might have an Ice T-shirt somewhere. Anyway.
No, I didn't say ice needs to come take Godzilla away. I said
Yeah.
Godzilla on ice, like ice capades. Come on, man. I grew up
Yeah.
in New York, all the crazy stuff that happened at Madison Square Garden.
Yeah, we got to make a new movie. I'll come up with
I'm
one.
about to make a new movie, and I found a couple houses. I sent you a link to one.
Yeah.
Like, look at what you can get for
Oh yeah,
cost
no.
like $30 million if it was in New York.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not even exaggerating right now.
Yeah.
My apartment, I found out from somebody that an apartment smaller than mine in a building that actually functions,
Yeah.
um, $10,000. So if I left here and they flipped it and decided to rent it, they'd be getting $15,000 a month at the very least for this apartment I'm in.
Hmm. Yeah, the one you sent me is haunted, by the way. But anyway,
Which one? The one with the turret?
yeah, the one in Ohio. Yeah, it has
Well, I
two
sent,
ghosts in
I think I only sent you one. That's the 5,400 square foot one.
it. Yeah.
Well, maybe I can claim that
That
it's haunted and make them cut
I
$100,000
used
off the top.
I used to make a lot of money de-ghosting houses for people.
Why de-ghost them? Well, just live
Yeah.
nice with the ghosts.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll help you. You don't,
Some of them you don't want around. I got news for you.
I guess if they're really
Trou-
angry.
Trouble follows,
Do
right?
you think that's why they're selling the house?
Oh, I don't know. No, I just took a quick glance at it. That was all.
But it's a cool house, isn't
Oh
it?
yeah, yeah. I bought one very similar and it had three ghosts in it, and I just told them to stay in my room at night. I didn't want them bothering me, but they could have the run of the rest of the house. So
Yeah, just don't
that,
let me sleep.
yeah, so it was
My
pretty
body.
entertaining. They would do things to play with me, you know. They'd ring the doorbell at 2 a.m. every night. And finally, one day I went down and I punched the doorbell. It wasn't hooked up. So somehow they were ringing it without the wires. So
But
after
that's what they
that,
do. They mess with electronics. The other day, I thought my
yeah,
mom was around because there was a light bulb flickering that I had just changed it. There's nothing wrong
yeah,
with the wiring. And then it started flickering. And I thought, well, hmm.
yeah. When I sold the house, I asked them if they wanted to stay, and they said no. I was the most fun they'd ever had, so they decided to leave too.
Probably because they weren't going to have anybody any more fun than
Yeah.
you. People who recognize them, accept them, and then play with them. I'm
Yeah.
sure they were quite charmed by that.
They would hide my keys. I'd put them down when I came in the door. I'd find them in the refrigerator, in the cupboards, upstairs. I mean, it was crazy, right? So somebody asked me why I didn't get rid of them. I said they're just playful, the ones I had anyway. But I've come across some mean ones too.
Well, that's not what we're doing. Enough meanness.
So what has the provocateur come up with this week?
Provocateur. Well, first of all, we need to congratulate these crazy kids on their nuptials. They got married. They got hitched. So, yeah. So the first thing, eh, uh, first thing he said is, what is it? Do I have any? The first question is Randy. I don't know why he's not asking me. Maybe because he's a boy. Do I have any idea what I got myself into with marriage? Ha ha!
No.
Happy wife, happy life. That's all
No.
I'm telling you, buddy. Just keep her happy, you'll be happy. End.
I actually have another book that is already written. I don't talk about it because I want to get it published before I even talk about it. But I talk about all this about the love stuff. Um, Number one, whatever you have in mind in the form of marriage exists in your mind and exists in their mind, and it's not the same. Number one. Number two is everybody has a certain amount of face time that literally like looking at each other And most of the time it's around 30 minutes plus or minus. So some people need more time every day to be able to look at the person they're with and the other person, but that may vary. Like one lady came to me, she's thinking about divorcing her husband. I said, why? And she goes, well, basically he doesn't talk to me. And I go, no, he doesn't look at you. And she goes, yes. And I said, what happens is he needs about 30 minutes or 20 minutes of actually looking at you and telling what's going on in this life. And you need about 45. So that's a mismatch, right? So what you do is, strap him to the chair and tell him he can't leave until you're finished talking. Right? So, what else? Date night is absolutely required 1 day a week to go out on a date. All
Don't
right.
take her to Waffle House. Don't do it.
Yeah, well, I mean, that can be entertainment.
Unless it's at 3 in the
And
morning in Times Square, then you can do
yeah,
it.
yeah. And then let's see what else. So you have date night, you have the amount of time you actually spend looking at each other and realize that whatever idea they have and idea you have of some word or event or something is not the same. It's
Okay.
not a cause for argument unless you do it.
Learning how to agree to disagree is also good.
Well, if it's a source of entertainment, then that's fine, but not a source of anger. Like anger is not allowed in a relationship. How's that? Right?
It should not have to happen.
Yeah. Well, the anger comes in because you bring it with you. That's on both people.
Hmm.
So it's wrong to say the other person made me angry. It's proper to say,
Nobody can make me anything. I'm angry and the other person
yeah,
triggered my anger, or I allowed my anger to be triggered by whatever that other person
yeah,
said. It's
yeah, that's
always
it.
you.
Yeah. You bring your anger to it.
You're accountable
So,
for your anger.
so then we say, well, and by the way, love is not the answer. I'm tired of hearing that on the
Love
internet
is the
everywhere.
drug.
Yeah, it's just wrong. How's that? So,
Although I did write a song called Love for Survival, but it complained about humanity's been injected and infected with lies.
well,
There's some accuracy to that part.
we
I don't know.
had prophet and prophetesses, if that's a word, um, like Tina Turner, Saint Tina Turner. What's love got to do with it? I mean,
So what? Now what? Then what?
yeah,
Now what?
yeah. If you can't answer that question, then you're
Thunderdome. That's
so
what.
yeah,
Love Thunderdome is what love's got to do with it.
yeah.
Thunderdome.
Oh,
Peekaboo.
yeah.
Okay.
What's love got to do? What was the other one?
Now,
Anyway, it escapes me.
happy birthday, Randy. That's the next one. It was a
Oh
statement.
yeah.
So
How many?
that you lived another year, you started another revolution around.
Yeah, running around the universe too is is definitely not for an old person, I'll put it that way. Like I had a great time running up and down the mountain and all over the place. So,
Yeah, but it's nice to just be home and in your room and in your bed and just doing your thing again,
oh
right?
yeah, recovery is necessary.
But today's Wednesday, not Monday, guys.
Yeah.
We've all needed a little recovery.
Oh, one more thing. They should listen to Saint Bon Jovi, you know.
Yeah. Which one?
Let's see. I play my role, you play your games, you give love a bad name. They both should work on that, right?
On avoiding that or
No, no, you recognize your role and you should embrace it. You
oh,
shouldn't
okay.
fight it or anything, right?
Okay.
So that's it for
That's it for question number one.
mutual situation. How's that?
Happy marriage, guys.
There you go.
Good luck. Good luck to you.
Yeah, and we always say at the end of that, let the games begin.
Woo! Ah, all right. Well, here comes
Why
the
Bon
action.
Jovi's important. Anyway,
Actual question. Are you ready for an actual question?
Yeah,
So if the goal is mass confusion by the proverbial they,
yeah,
is it because a confused populace is an easily controlled populace? I can answer this one with one word. Yeah.
yeah, yes,
Yeah.
yeah. If
Do that.
actually the CIA figured out they could trigger what we call decision fatigue or decision lockup. If I can present an argument in such a way that it's balanced from both sides, okay? So what do we see like, oh, the Democrats are going to release the files. No, and the Republicans are fighting it. No, the Republicans are doing it. And pretty soon you're like, decision fatigue sets in or lockup. You can't make a decision on who's doing what to who. And then we say they have a game and it's called gotcha, right? Right. Uh, there's a book called Games People Play. I think it was Eric Byrne might be the doctor, but um, he played one of the games he called it Niggy Op. Now I've got you, you SOB, right? And the whole point of the game is exactly what's described in Niggy Op, right? I mean, there's several others, but the CIA and the social engineering is playing one game. Now I got you. And what that means is that you've taken your time to devote to this crazy insanity. And all it is they've captured your attention. And that's why if you opt out, if you go like work out or go lead a good life or go make money, you're going to be so much better off than being glued to whatever insanity they're presenting on the small screen disease that you have, right? Yeah. So, hello, can hear.
Sorry, I
Yeah.
inadvertently muted myself.
Ah,
I see what happened. Um, okay.
what?
Here's a good one. Well, see, the next question that's part of that is what becomes of those of us who won't fall for the tactics? We have a nice life without garbage.
Yeah, I mean, you think about um,
Without it be
if
pollution.
if you're not using the internet for educational purposes, okay, if you're not like devoting so much time a day to French or a foreign language or area of scientific study or developing a skill set, then you're basically just self-medicating. So,
Hmm.
so there's nobody to at that point uh, have a stance of complaint about the way their life is, right?
And nobody's going to intervene.
Yeah, yeah. So because literally 15 to 30 minutes a day, you can learn a foreign language. An hour a day in a year, you can become an expert on damn near any subject, greater than any degree you can earn from any university. So
Just have to be self-disciplined. And
yeah,
who likes
yeah.
to do that?
Yeah, but the government's not going to let you do that because you're a threat if you're self-disciplined.
Well, that's why they're trying to eliminate the ability to think.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They're doing a good job of it.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
You know, a friend of mine in Ohio is having a hard time with the Midwest mentality. And to me, I feel like it would be refreshing on the one hand, but I'm kind of reclusive and don't talk to anybody from the big city anyway. I talk to people I choose to like,
I,
so
I
they're
will tell you,
connected.
reveal a little more. When I was in high school, um, I asked a girl to go to lunch, and I was actually dating somebody else, right? But it's high school, right? And so the girl who I was dating kind of like jumped in my car at noon and said, "We need to talk." And I go, "What about?" So I was driving to a little drive-in restaurant about a mile away from school and half mile. And she goes, well, my mother and her friends think that you're like treating me poorly because you asked the other girl out. And I said, well, what do you think? And she said, I think my mother and her friends think, and I go, and I open the car door, stop the car, open the car door, and go, get out of my car. I said, I don't go out with anybody that doesn't have their own opinion. Right. Needless to say, when I got back to high school, she had to walk back and people were against me in my opinion. How's that?
Yeah, they probably
They
didn't
they
appreciate.
found a lot of fault in what my actions were. I don't date people or be around people that don't have their own opinions. So when they tell me something that like politician says or preacher says or all these other assumed authorities, it's like I don't want to hear it. I have a problem.
You've been like that for a long time, huh?
Yep.
We're raised like that, probably, right? I
Oh.
mean, this is
Yeah, it's called by what authority? And so when you assume your own authority, it means that you've regained it from whoever else thinks they have authority over you. And that makes you a dangerous person in this universe. So,
yeah. There's so many responses to that. I'll just move on to the next question.
how about I act on my own recognizance, which means I recognize myself as the actor in this play. That's a good one. Anyway, next.
Another one is like, if you can't talk about it, then don't do it. How's that
Yeah.
one?
Yeah.
Okay. Do we actually live in a triality as opposed to a duality?
Yes. It's
Okay.
it's positive, negative, and neutral. Okay.
Uh-huh.
It's 0, 1, and there's an in-between space that's neutral. And I haven't come up with a symbol for it yet, but I will.
Well, Matt says that he's asking that because when he looks at the yin and yang symbol, yeah, the curvy line in the middle, like what looks like an S,
Yeah.
seems to him to be gray or a neutral area,
It's actually yes and no.
right?
The curvy line is the interface with reality. That's the thing they don't tell you. Okay.
Well,
And so you can follow it to see where the greater interaction is in the positive or the negative. That's it.
but then he continues, he says, but then is there a more, as in a unification or rising above the playing field and seeing all three, which is kind of what you said, which may make a fourth state, per se.
Um, the answer is yes, but it takes a while for people to assume that stance. Okay.
Oof.
Like
Sucking
people are
wiggles.
biased. They always want to be right or left. They always want to be in 1 or 0. They always want to be true or untrue. But that interface line is actually where all reality exists. So it doesn't exist on either side. It only exists in the interface. And that's something none of the other spiritual teachers and everybody out there will talk to you about is to be able to examine that interface of how you interact and why you interact and where the interaction comes from and to what degree. I mean, we can go down 1,000 questions on that one. So call me.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, Randy, when you spoke of running into a tree full speed and not having it injure you, and no, he's not planning on trying this yet, he
Yeah, well,
says.
he might have with marriage, but anyway. So the ideal
Is
is
it
that
the idea of non-resistance or spreading the impact through the fascia? Like,
actually
yeah,
it's
like
yeah.
fascia control in Tai Chi and other martial arts.
Okay. The ideal is that you can either transfer like your kinetic energy, your momentum, right, into the tree. And of course, you pick a big enough tree, the tree's going to go, like that buffalo I tried to tip, right?
Or like that guy I tried to back kick him.
Yeah, it's not gonna really react to you. But the exercise is actually to be able to turn your energy at the moment. Remember that interface?
Yeah.
At the moment you would interface with the tree, you turn your energy and go the other direction. And it's an exercise. I've taught it to some NFL people, players, and it always shocks them. Like you can run full blast and either deliver that energy, you see that on the field, or you can spin that energy. And now you see that quite a bit in NFL, where the people get hit somebody and then they'll turn around and spin out of it. And so that spinning action is to be able to reverse your energy field and not engage, right? So the idea is to go faster and faster to see how good you are at being able to not impact and interact with a tree. Now, the same thing happens at a mental level when you talk about ideas like marriage and a whole bunch of other stuff, right?
Yeah.
In other words, engage them with all your energy, being able to reverse it if you need to.
Okay.
No crying, no crying. How's that?
There's no crying and smashing into
Yeah.
tree tipping.
Mhm.
Gonna go tree tipping with
Yeah,
Rand.
tree tipping. Trees are very interesting. I give it. I've had people that had cancer, and I taught them how to interact with a tree in such a way, and the three people I've taught that to, it's a Native American tradition, but all of them went into remission. So it's an exercise, right? So so there's a lot more there than maybe we get into at this time. Next.
If he can gather 30 people for the Hallelujah chant, can you show them the method you spoke of in the last show for getting in touch with the yin energy too? He knows
Oh
that
yeah.
phrase
Yeah.
it differently. He's just trying not to make it a marathon question. So
Yeah. No, it's it take it would be a day long thing because I'd have to teach it in the morning and let people recover a little bit and then teach the rest of it in the afternoon probably. Okay.
is
But
this something you can do on a Zoom or does it have to be in person?
probably in person. I got to be able to. One of the things about teaching like Kundalini yoga and stuff, as a teacher, you're supposed to be able to monitor the energy levels and position of everybody in the field. That's how I learned all this. And so when you do that, then you basically are in a protective mode to keep them from injuring themselves or if they're in problems, to be able to resolve their energy flows. So, but anyway, I've taught it before. It's a it's a heavy duty meditation. It's not done with music or anything, right? It's a chant and a breathing exercise and a mudra exercise and all these different things that are all going on at once. That's why they call it a kriya. So kriya yoga. So what happens? You become extremely attractive to females if you do it as a male. And if you do it as a female, you become extremely attracted to males. So, like everybody talks about being attractive, if you radiate what they call Adi Shakti or female energy, then, that's a whole different game, right? So, so for those who need attention, right?
Yeah, I'm just thinking like that's the kind of attention I run the other way from that attention.
Yeah. But if you're going to be that way, right, then why not do it with the full
Gusto.
the full energy and frequency and expression of what it means to be male or what it means to be female, right?
I'll just be hunching over here in the corner.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing to see the outcome, right? I'm
Well,
not
yeah,
responsible for outcomes. That's a disclaimer. I just teach the exercises. So.
I'm not curious. I'm not saying I'm not curious. I just don't know if I'm brave enough, tenacious enough, have enough discipline.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know myself.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
Don't lie. Anyway, go on.
I try to avoid it at all costs because it doesn't feel good and it breaks my energy field when I did just
Yeah.
fragments you. So not good. Um, okay, so when you talked about spoon bending and how a key to it is finding that neutral space to bridge it over to the physical, is the same idea when doing energy work, being creative with something, bringing it to that middle space without doubt or attachment, and then executing it with a physical motion or action.
Okay, so everything he said is mental. Okay.
Lots of thinking.
Oh, mental without any kinetic action generally doesn't work very well. Okay. So you don't just bend the spoon in your mind, okay, or with your mind. That'd be a better language. You bend the spoon in your mind, but there's another aspect, and just like in healing, if I have somebody's first name anywhere on the planet, I can find them and adjust energy flows. Right? So that's what I
There's
do.
still like a big portion of the population that would think you're a total freaking whack job for saying
Oh
that.
yeah, yeah. I encourage that actually.
Well, but it goes back to quantum mechanics and entanglement and the field and just knowing
Yeah,
where to now, like,
yeah. I have I have clients in Australia and Russia and like I mean all over the world, and I work on them all on the phone because we're connected. That's that quantum entanglement, right? And and the process of that is actually very simple. That's why I teach it in the past, right? Um, I call it creative energetic health because it's creative on your side and energetic, right? And healthy on their side. So that's the reason for creative energetic health, right? So, but where you are on the planet or out in the universe doesn't make any difference. Even if you were on 3AI.
Hi, Atlas,
Yeah, there you
playing
go.
around with your Martian friends, making out with your Martian girlfriend in the back seat while your
Yeah,
friend was driving.
yeah. I mean, the first thought occurs to me is like, anybody on that ship want to go out tonight?
Like all I know is like, that like it's just like this song, just like the 80s films, right? We'll make out in the back seat and let my best friend drive.
Yeah, yeah. Looking for a back seat, right?
That's right. Just go make out. You can make out with Vanna White while the Martian best friend is driving. Oh,
Yeah. I
young
can't
guy
believe
Atlas.
I can't believe the number of people that are still locked onto that insanity. I mean,
Now it's
they,
NASA shutting off the ISS camera.
oh yeah, and they're going to reveal a new picture and
Yeah.
now it's like, come on, guys, y'all guys are dumber than a box of rocks, as we say in the South.
I'll send him a picture of me revealing the bruise on my back that includes part of my partial butt crack and say that that's the biggest picture of Three Eye Atlas
Yeah,
right
and that could have been 3AI Atlas. I don't
there.
know.
No, maybe it was,
Yeah.
There were no aliens coming out of there.
I
So
just figure we've got a 3 or 4 week season to sell rocks that are shaped like AI Atlas. We could sell models and, you know, just make a fortune if people would listen to us. So there.
I went to the Palantir
Yeah.
corporate headquarters and got a tour and brought back a nice t-shirt for my kid. It's
Yeah.
Three Eye Atlas.
Yeah. There you go. I'll
All
put
right.
it this way. There are 150 something observatories on the planet. Okay. Not one of them has ever produced a photo of a extraterrestrial object, right?
You know why?
No UFOs, no ETs, no nothing, right? Except rocks in space that they declare are intelligent objects. Remember, they're dumber than a box of rocks. And that proves it.
Space rocks.
Yeah.
Box of space
But
rocks.
but
Be
not
specific.
one observatory has ever produced a photo with all those telescopes of any in spaceship, right? UFO.
It's
Not
because
even a what do they call it? UAP. That's their latest one because that's even more ephemeral.
there's going to be a new one soon because that won't stand up.
Yeah, no, huh? They got to change. You know, Stephen Greer definitely needs some new material. I mean, this is after 45 years of getting a little old.
That new movie's coming out though,
Hmm.
right? The one that opened up at South by Southwest, and now all the UFO filmmakers are like, "Oh, you got to go see this movie."
Yeah. Anyway, there's a new movie I think coming out, Disclosure something, which will basically,
Agent Disclosure. That's the one I'm
yeah.
talking about.
So it's just another hour of bad entertainment. There's no cowboys. There's no Indians. There's no heroine, we meaning a girl, right, that needs saved. So
Heroin.
how can it be a hit movie, right?
Yeah, no drugs, no sex, no
Yeah,
aliens, no
yeah,
rock and
yeah.
roll.
Why do you want to tell me about an object in space that doesn't have rock and roll, girls, or drugs,
Because
right?
Godzilla is going to be with the ice capades, and that's far more interesting. That's
Oh, wait till Godzilla gets a hold of 3AI Atlas.
he's going to eat it.
Yeah. Oh, there you go.
He's going to eat it because it's
Yeah.
really
Eat, eat,
a snow cone.
yeah, eat rocks for breakfast.
That's right.
Excuse me.
That's correct.
Okay, what else?
Well, okay, Matt's confused about something, and I think this is more thinking too much, but okay, because I know this because I think too much sometimes and I catch myself and then I stop it.
Hmm.
Um, does our right brain really control our left half of the body and vice versa? Because I see other things where our right reflects our external reality and left internal, like in-face reading and things like that.
It's a nice myth. So the body is controlled through internal mechanisms, meaning transfer of electrons, we'll call it, through neurons and around through the body. What they don't allow is that you also have an etheric field, that first layer of the energy field, where most of the information is transferred. Okay. So when you run out of energy, right, you can no longer think, you can no longer move, you can no longer do these things. We're talking about etheric energy. And then there's another layer called a plasma body. And and so those are the operating mechanisms in addition to the physical flow through the body. The thing is, the etheric flow is much more effective. Like when I work on people, if I readjust the etheric flow, we can reestablish energy flow to any point of the body. In Chinese medicine, we